you want to look like a 1700s Russian war general? Let's check that out. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the a la Souvorov mustache or beard style, and everything you might need to know from the history of it to how to maintain it. So I'm going to kind of talk about that as I go along with my shave. So basically the a la Souvorov mustache or beard style, depending on what you want to consider it, is a combination of, as you can see, a mustache that goes down and connects with the sideburns. So you can call it a beard, mustache, whatever you want, and it's actually named after a person named Alexander Souvorov, who was a Russian war general who was around in the 1700s, and from what I gather, he was a pretty good general and fought like in over 60 battles or something like that, and I may have even been undefeated in any of his battles. And I did look up some pictures of him, and unfortunately none of them had him with this beard style or mustache style. So I decided that wasn't really too relevant for the video, so I didn't put him in here. And I just decided that since I had the beard going, I wanted to try something else out, and I thought I'd share with you guys you know, maybe how to maintain it or what. Now, first of all, to start growing it, what I would recommend is just grow out the beard if you're interested. This here is about 3.5 weeks, almost a month, and then I just went to cutting it out. Now, there's several ways you can do it. You could. Now, what I would recommend, the most precise way would be using a shavette, which is like a barber's shaping tool, and you could cut it out and get all of your lines, you know, really nice and tight. But however, some people just have never used one of those before, so if you haven't, I wouldn't recommend it for this. You could also use a double-edged razor, which I'll be using today and demonstrating the maintenance of. Or if you want to, what you could do just to first serve as a guide is to get out your electric trimmer from the whole beard and then carve out, you know, kind of the bulk of the lines and then shave out the rest. So however you get there, that's your choice. I did it all with the shavette because that's just what I found to work best for me. So today for the maintenance, I am, however, going to be using a double-edged safety razor, just so you can see how I would do it, not using the shavette. So once you've carved it out and you're just maintaining, it's actually pretty easy to get your lather in these spots where and so you can see kind of a straight line, because the hair is much longer in all the spots where you're not shaving, so naturally it kind of forms that line for you. Okay, so I am lathered up there, just in case you're curious. It's a Soap Commander soap, and my razor today is going to be a vintage Gillette Fat Boy. So when you are getting this, it's very important to try to keep things symmetrical. And you know, as far as just getting this line here, all I did is after I let my beard grow out, my hair kind of grows almost to my eye socket. However, it's pretty thin, and to create that line, I just cut it down to where it's very thick and consistent on both sides. So what I do is lightly stretch, and I start in the middle and then just take it down and then go to the side, then go to the other side. Now, as you can see, there's kind of a curve there. I never try to curve the double-edged blade. I just find that if I go with straight lines and just kind of vary my angle a little bit, it'll give me the same effect without having to try to navigate a curve. Now, you'll know, you probably can't see it, but I can tell it's not perfect. Sometimes it helps me to puff out my cheek, and then I get that line exactly where I want it, then move on to the other side. Okay, so cheeks are done, moving on to the chin, and again, it'll just be cutting out. So the reason I decided to go with this style, at least for a short period anyway, is, you know, I had a beard out it was getting pretty big, and I just wanted to do something that was a little bit different. And I happened to be watching the movie Frozen with my kids, and one of the characters in that movie, the Wandering Oaken, he has this style, even though it's much thicker. Okay, so I saw that style on the movie, and I just thought it would be kind of cool, because I also remembered reading an article that talked about it a long time ago on the How to Grow a Mustache blog, and so I looked it up again just to kind of find out the name of it, and I carved it out, kind of blindly. Initially when I did it, I had left quite a bit here, and then I just went back in later. It's actually supposed to be a little more rounded, even than it is here. So with your neck, as you can see, it kind of stops at my jawline. So you're just shaving your neck as possible. So I'll fast forward through that. Okay, it's carved out for the first pass. I'll rinse off and get ready to finish it up. Okay, as you can see that even after one pass, it is looking a lot better, and you actually could stop there if you didn't want it real smooth, but just for the sake of the video and somebody who's maybe wanting to focus on maintenance of this, I'll go ahead and do the second pass. So I've got my soap here. Once again, just going to brush it on lightly. You don't need a huge thick coating there, you just need protection in between your skin and the razor. Alright, perfect. Now if you were using the shavette, you would go in at a different angle, maybe easier for you guys to see. I did it on that side, okay, coming in. And it's going to be the same thing with the double-edged razor. I'm just trying to go across the grain. That's just going to give it a little bit of a closer shave. Now I don't go all the way down to the line because I don't want to quite cut it, so I can kind of work my way there. Here we go. Once again, I do try my hardest not to try to carve curves with the razor. I'd rather start out flat, give it a little angle, give it a little angle, and that's what I find is going to give me the best results. Okay, now with the chin, shaving across, I went like that. Now I'm going to come in, starting from the outer part, and then from the opposite way here. Okay, being very careful not to go too far to cut off any of the bulk of the beard. Alright, chin looks good. I'll go on to the neck, and just again, the neck, shave with the grain or across the grain, according to the way your beard pattern grows. Okay, and the one thing I will say with the neck is that naturally, because that you have the beard and you're doing it against the jawline, it does give you a pretty good line to finish on. However, I do end up going up a little bit, even though it's not perfectly with the grain. Just to kind of keep that line straight, and as long as you're going lightly with almost no pressure, you're not going to like risk jumping up there and cutting off a large portion of it. Alright, and so with that, you have completed the look. I'll go ahead and rinse it off just so you can see the final product. Okay, rinsed off, and I'm finished 2 passes, and it's carved out. It looks pretty clean. And so the last thing I wanted to talk about is just the maintenance of keeping the length. Now, after a while, this thing's going to get so bushy, and you either may want it to just get bigger and bigger, or you might actually want to keep it all at one, even length, making it look maybe a little bit more uniform or presentable. And for that, I don't have anything vintage or crazy to share, but just use an electric trimmer. Set it to a length you want, and that'll keep it nice and even for you. However, I wouldn't use that to trim up, what you just saw me use with the razor. So, I just wanted to share with you guys, it's kind of a cool old style that you don't see very often. I thought I'd rock it. I don't know that I'll rock it for very long, but I definitely have enjoyed having it for this short time so far, and I'll keep it going for a little bit. But if you have any questions or comments about this, please go ahead and put them below. I always appreciate that, and I try to reply to everyone as best I can. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time with another video. Bye.